very good morning, India. Welcome to News This Week on Spirits TV. I am Shalini Kumar with the latest updates from the world of alcoholic beverages and hospitality sector. Let's start with policy news stories coming from different states. Delhi government has issued a clarification that the legal drinking age in NCT of Delhi is 25 years as per the new excise policy of 2021-22. Clarification came after media reports wherein it has been reported that there is confusion among the licensees about the legal drinking age in Delhi. On this, Assistant Commissioner Excise of Delhi has issued a letter to all zonal licensees to clear the doubts on the legal drinking age in the national capital. Letter says that it is hereby clarified that as per the excise policy 2021-22, presently legal age of drinking in NCT of Delhi remains 25 years. In case of any changes in respect of legal age of drinking in NCT of Delhi, the same shall be communicated separately to all concerned. Liquor and wine prices in Assam are expected to increase by 10 to 15%. It is the outcome of the recent Assam cabinet decision to increase excise duty. The tax will be more for costly liquor. With the increase in liquor and wine prices in Assam, it is expected that many people from Assam will tend to procure liquor or wine from outlets located in the bordering areas of the neighboring states of Assam. The Telangana High Court has informed that the Constitution doesn't have any provision for reservation in the allotment of liquor retail outlets. The High Court's observations are significant, especially in the context of Telangana government reserving 15% liquor retail shops to the Gauda community, 10% for scheduled castes and 5% to scheduled tribes. The court refused to stay the GO fixing the reservations for these categories. The court also pointed out that the existing reservation followed by the state would go as it was not in tune with the provisions of law. Recently, the Delhi High Court directed the Delhi Government Excise Commissioner and the East Delhi Municipal Corporation to file their stand on a PIL filed by two residents challenging the opening of a liquor shop in their locality. A bench comprising of Chief Justice and Justice Jyoti Singh issued a notice on the PIL filed by the residents of East Delhi's Chandarnagar area who claimed that the shop will be in close vicinity to a school, temple and a government dispensary. PIL argued that the opening of the liquor shop violates the Delhi Excise Act and rules as it falls under its restricted area as per the operational law. The Kerala High Court has said that its concern was only ensuring that the next generation does not have to stand in the long queues outside liquor outlets. The court also said that it had neither permitted nor restricted the Kerala government regarding the proposal to increase the number of such shops in Kerala. The court observed that it cannot have people standing in long queues outside liquor shops and creating a ruckus there, making it impossible for people, especially women and children, to pass by such places. Now, only fully vaccinated people in Tamil Nadu will be eligible to purchase liquor from the state-run Tamil Nadu State Marketing Corporation Limited outlets. This measure is part of the intensification of precautionary measures initiated by the Tamil Nadu government in the wake of the detection of the new COVID-19 virus variant named Omicron in South Africa. Now, let's move on to some stories from across the world and of some new launches. The United Kingdom government has pledged £11.3 million to support 4 distillery sustainability projects as part of the second phase of the Green Fund. The first phase of the government's Green Distilleries Competition Fund donated up to £75,000 for 17 sustainability projects, including the Cornish Geothermal Rum Distillery. The government said the new multi-million pound investment will help UK distilleries ditch fossil fuels and develop low carbon heating systems that will make a production processes greener and more energy efficient. The second phase will enable 4 of the original 17 funded projects to advance their plans. Pink Boot Society, a community of Hong Kong women brewers, has teamed up with local brewery Young Master to launch a beer for International Day for Elimination of Domestic Violence Against Women. To help raise awareness of domestic violence against women in Hong Kong, Pink Boot Society has created a new beer named Bloody Women. The specially brewed beer is inspired by the classic Bloody Mary cocktail to coincide with International Day for Elimination of Domestic Violence Against Women. Each beer can is printed with a different female name depicting individual stories of women's experiences with domestic violence. Bira 91, in collaboration with non-alcoholic drinks brand Swami, has rolled out an exciting new beer on the block, a cucumber-flavored Kolsch. Brewed at Bira 91's limited release tap room in Bangalore, it is a unique rendition of beer that takes the flavor innovation game in the industry to a whole new level. The Bira 91 and Swami Cucumber Kolsch is brewed with pure German Pilsner malt, a fresh cucumber flavor, and the delicate caress of the finest German noble hops with an IBU of 18 and an ABV of 6%. It is a craft blend of bitter-sweet notes and cool cucumbers, creating a crisp, balanced and revitalizing beer. Eastside Distillery, Goa, has launched the world's first ever Indo-Japanese gin, Dosha, creating a demand for premium homegrown gin. Jai Anand and Sanjeev Anand of Cedar Consulting are bringing to market a new wave of craft gin that is made with botanicals from India and Japan. Bottled and packaged in Goa, the artisanal small batch gin is produced with the finest native botanicals from the rich lands of India and Japan's Wakayama prefecture. The world's first oolong tea-infused chai sipping gin named Rutland Square Gin has been launched recently. Rutland Square Gin, which is named after the home of the Indian Consulate in Edinburgh and is produced at Summerhall Distillery, draws inspiration from the East and includes a blend of 14 exciting botanicals including oolong white tea. The founder of Rutland Square Gin, Nishant Sharma, set out to revive his great-grandfather Tej Ram's spirit enterprise, which was born in the 1940s in the Northeast India. Tej was an Indian spirit entrepreneur and visionary who distilled gin and blended whiskey in Dibrugarh, Assam. Jury members of 8th Spirits Achievers Awards met recently at the Leela Ambience, Gurugram to decide on winners in almost 19 categories. It was a marathon session which went from morning till evening. The jury members examined all the nominations in detail and then gave their marks. Spirits team will tabulate these individual marks to find the winners in the respective categories. The winners will be announced at the Gala Award ceremony on December 15th at the Leela Ambience, Gurugram. Till then, suspense hangs in the air. Wait for that. With this, I wrap up today's edition and I will come back with new updates next Friday, same time. Till then, stay safe and say cheers with care.